Today I'll be showing you how to make my 1 hour dinner rolls. These are super easy and fast, makes it nice so if you want to freeze it even and pull it out the day you want to make them, you can do that too. You'll need 2 tablespoons of butter melted and cooled, 3.5 to 4 cups of flour, 1 tablespoon dry active yeast, 2 tablespoons honey, 1 cup of milk at 110 degrees Fahrenheit, half a cup of water at 110 degrees Fahrenheit, and 1 teaspoon of salt. To get started, warm your milk and your water and put it in a bowl. You're also going to add in your butter and your yeast. Add in your honey as well. This is going to give the sugars for the yeast to consume and to puff up and activate. You're going to allow your yeast to activate in the bowl for about 10 minutes. And you'll know your yeast is ready to go when it's all puffed up like this. So once your yeast is active, add the 3.5 cups of flour and salt and stir to combine that. I like to use a wooden spoon initially to stir, and then once it starts to come together, I switch to my hands. I prefer to use one hand on the dough, keeping that one as my what I would call wet hand. It might be a little stickier, and the other hand I keep dry so that I can check my dough for doneness. So we need to knead this for about 5 minutes, and what we're looking for is for the dough to become stretchy, basically. You should be able to test it with your hand and pull your hand away. There's nothing sticking to it, so I know I don't need to add more flour. If you do need a little more flour, if it's too sticky, go ahead and add a little bit at a time for that last half a cup. Now I'm checking for the elasticity here. You're just going to press your finger in and it should start to bounce back. And once you see that, then you're ready to go. Grease the bottom of your bowl well. I just used some cooking spray. Put your dough back in the bowl, spray the top just a bit, and then cover it with a kitchen towel and place it somewhere warm to rise. This is going to be the first rise for this dough. Typically you want to see it double, and that takes usually around 20 to 30 minutes. So give it a check at 20 minutes. Mine was ready. Here it's doubled in size, and I'm just going to punch down the dough, get rid of all the air in there. And then we need to start making our rolls and get it ready for the second rise. So what you'll want to do is separate it into equal sections. This recipe makes about 12. So you'll see I'm cutting it into quarters and then cutting it into thirds. That makes 12. And then I'm going to spray the bottom of this 9x13 pan, and that's where I'm going to put my rolls. So to form them, just grab around them with your pinky and your thumb and squeeze a little bit while you're rolling, and use your thumb to tuck under the bottom of the roll. And what you're looking for is a nice smooth top to the roll like this. It takes a bit to get used to that. This is something I do a lot, and so it's pretty easy for me to just do it quickly. But here we'll go ahead and get these all formed up and into our pan. Then you'll want to cover them and place them in that warm spot again for another 20 minutes. They'll get a nice rise on them and they'll fill out the pan just like this. And optionally, which I like to do this, just brush the top of them with a beaten egg. If you don't brush them on the top, they'll just be very white and pasty looking. So I kind of like it when they have a little brownness to them. So just brushing the top of these lightly. You do not need to use the whole egg and you don't need to soak them. Really, again, this is just for color and a little texture on the tops. Then you're ready to bake them. About 12 to 15 minutes at 400 degrees. Once they're lightly browned on the top, they're good to go. And you just cool them a little bit and they're just awesome, really warm. I like to serve these with chili or with like a broccoli cheese soup. I hope you give these a try and love them as much as we do. I'm confessing I've already eaten 2 and I haven't even made my soup yet. So I hope you enjoy and take care. See you next time.